Caleb Maupin is back with a vengeance. He didn't let the spanking stop him. He wasn't going to let that stop him, okay? He's uploading again, and production value hasn't even increased. You know, they couldn't keep him down. Maybe there's like a Center of Political Innovation YouTube account. Clip from upcoming documentary, Socialist Math. Okay, I need to see this. Daniel Burke of the Schiller Institute. I'm pretty sure that's fucking LaRouche. Isn't it? That's like a LaRoucheite think tank. A German-based political and economic think tank founded by Helga Zepp LaRouche. It is among the principal organizations of the LaRouche movement. Oh, that's so awesome. Scott Ritter? Isn't Scott Ritter like a right-wing US politician? Am I convicted sex offender? Ritter was convicted of sex crimes involving a minor in 2011. He was also a fucking US Army mass murderer. This is the guy you've got speaking at your summits now? I guess it was just a short jump from spanking to this. Yeah, he's like inviting actual Vorshites. This is someone who Vorsh would get along with really well. He was charged with unlawful contact with a minor, corruption of minors, that doesn't sound good at all, indecent exposure, criminal attempt, and criminal solicitation. He was found guilty of all charges, and he somehow only got a year and a half. So, things are going well for the Center for Political Innovation, I would say. Wait, what did he say? Probably something about Russia or some shit. Socialist Math. Clip from upcoming documentary. Now, this is what I was here for.
I'm going to explain what needs to be explained, what used to be considered Marxism 101, about why it is that our Western capitalist economy is crashing and burning.
Why?
And in order to do that, I'm going to have to do some math. And I hate math. Do you know why I hate math? Because I grew up in America. I went to public school in the United States of America, so I am going to, at risk of embarrassing myself, because math was never my best subject, I'm going to do some mathematics here on the board for you to explain the problem.
It's just like a random picked like Black Panther fucking paraphernalia on the floor, and there's a John Brown picture on the floor as well. Dude, like, can't even like hang him. You just gotta bring the fucking portraits and the frame portraits and put them on the floor behind you. This is great. I love it.
We very much enjoyed Caleb's speech.
Wait, is a TV on the floor as well? Oh no. There's no TV on the floor. It's like a portrait. Or is it? No, it's definitely a like a frame.
So
this is fucking Jodie Brower. She's like crazed British, fringe British rad femme turf. Her entire thing is just complaining about trans people. And Caleb was called out about his relationship with her literally like 3 or 4 years ago at this point, and he's still bringing her on as if her endorsement is like special or something. So it's pretty fucking obvious what side he's on that issue at this point. He would have disassociated from her a long time ago if that wasn't it.
Caleb's speech.
So if you are creating a product, right?
What music is this? Is this copyrighted music? No, it's not. At least on YouTube, it's not.
Factory owner, you're making a product. You are going to need the material through which that product is made, the manufacturing materials. So that'll be A.
The simple equation he put forward to explain the crisis of overproduction and the falling rate of profit.
And your
Dude, look at his face at the end there. Look at the face that he makes.
Falling rate of profit.
And
I was amazed. I was fucking... Dude, he's like... And the falling rate of profit. He just fucking came. That was his O face right there. Holy shit, that's awesome. Wait, with the crisis of overproduction? Aren't these guys like insane, like anti-degrowth people who say that anyone who thinks that capitalism shouldn't grow forever just for the sake of growth is a Malthusian? But now there's a crisis of overproduction, apparently. I'm learning everything here. I can't believe it. Caleb Maupin came up with the secret equation to explain everything.
You're probably going to need to transport the product to where it's sold. That's B.
It broke down where your money goes.
You're also going to have to pay your...
It's like, this is like, guys, we watched Caleb Maupin write something on a whiteboard, and then afterwards it's like these really exaggerated reactions that he clearly solicited from them as if they give a shit about this, if they weren't even there. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. Like, oh my God, when he wrote that equation on the whiteboard, I was fucking absolutely gobsmacked. I'd never seen anyone explain things in the incredible way that Chairman Caleb Maupin did in that moment. This is fucking great.
Labor costs. Labor costs are represented by C.
Explanations of those concepts that people are able to understand.
Then when consumers purchase the product, they're going to pay a final price. And that final price is D. However, there's a problem with that.
I like the fact that he framed it that way to make it very clear.
which is that the capitalist can't change how much A costs. He can't change how much B costs. So the profit of the capitalist can only be extracted from the value put into it by the worker. And this is the basis of Marxism, the understanding of surplus value.
I've never seen it explained so simply anywhere. I've never been able to explain it that simply.
So C, the labor value, is divided. You have C1, which is what the worker actually gets paid.
This is what the fuck is going on here? This comes off like a parody. I'm sorry. This is like a Tim and Eric thing. This is not real. Like the whole thing with the music, it's already weird enough, but like the interspersed, like I've never seen anything that incredible before. That's amazing.
And then you have C2, which is the profit that the capitalist makes. And it all adds up to D, which is the final cost of the product. Now, the way people in the United States who talk about Marxism generally talk about this is they say, well, this is unfair. They say the worker is not getting paid the full value of his labor. But they're missing one of the most important points, which is not just that it's unfair and then people argue, well, what about the employer? He put up the money, doesn't he deserve to be? That's all a distraction. Because the important thing to understand is this. C1 is always going to be less than D. The wages paid out to the worker are never enough to buy back the product that he produces. There is always more products created than there are wages paid out to the worker. And this is the built-in problem of capitalism, the problem of overproduction. And it is always there in the capitalist economy. It never goes away. And they have invented all kinds of crazy mechanisms to try and deal with the problem of overproduction. Part of the reason that the US government has purchased billions and billions of dollars worth of cheese.
This is completely contradictory of everything they always say. Just like look at Caleb Maupin on Twitter. Like he probably has me blocked on Twitter. I'm not logged in here, so too bad, Caleb. They complain about Malthusianism and degrowth all the time. And now they're like, actually, we do produce way too much shit. So maybe just growth for growth's sake isn't actually worth it, isn't actually good. Maybe, maybe we don't need growth to raise living standards. Twitter doesn't let me search. Twitter is against my human rights. But I mean, who cares about sources? We all know that he says that. Peter Coffin even wrote a book against degrowth. Yeah, and now they're like making arguments that capitalist overproduction is a thing.
Only to bury it in a cave in Springfield, Missouri, is to deal with this problem. It is an ongoing present problem, and it's a problem acknowledged by most capitalist economists. John Maynard Keynes said the problem was underconsumption rather than overproduction, but he was pointing to the same problem. The military-industrial complex in the United States is an effort to deal with this problem, to keep spending going. There's all kinds of mechanisms that they've invented to try and resolve this problem, but it gets worse. What is the capitalist always trying to do? He wants to maximize the amount of profit he makes. And one of the main ways they do that is with what's called labor-saving technology. Get rid of workers.
They also do that with economic growth, which they then give to themselves, which is also intimately related to overproduction.
And replace workers with
Star Wars music?
Machines. As they eliminate workers from the process of production, as there's fewer and fewer workers involved, as machines take the place of workers, the role of C in production decreases. There's a little bit of a problem with that. As C goes down, C2 also goes down, right? As C decreases, C2 also decreases. And as the role of the worker in production is reduced, the rate of profit that the capitalist makes goes down. And this is called the tendency of the falling rate of profit. Only human labor creates value. And this is something
I can't make this
that
any
Adam
better
Smith
than it actually is. It's already incredible.
This is something some of the popes even acknowledge. Human labor.
Why would you even talk about the popes? Like everyone knows it. The Pope knows it.
Labor creates all value. And so when you reduce the role of human labor in production, the amount of value created decreases, and the ability of the capitalist to extract surplus value also decreases. So this causes the capitalist to have to churn out even more products because he's making less and less of a profit on the overall product. He's making
Holy shit, the music. It's like the boss just killed the protagonist or something. Listen to this.
This is the capitalist to have to churn out even more products because he's making less and less of a profit on the overall product. He's making less and less of a percentage, so he has to churn them out. So this problem of the worker never being able to buy back what he produces
Wow,
and
it
more
just doesn't
products being
stop.
created than are necessary, this problem becomes exacerbated. And this points to what is understood to be the deeply irrational nature of the capitalist system.
Communism
No, you can't just fucking end it there.
will save America.
Is that Peter Coffin saying that? Oh, dude, that's amazing. That's incredible. What the fuck can I even... That's amazing. I need to see the whole thing. Peter Coffin has created a full-length documentary. Wow, that's awesome. This is awesome. Peter Coffin at CPI Summit Against Hypocrisy. I need to see this.
All right. Let's move on to the second panel. It will be chaired by a popular YouTuber, comedian, out of the Matrix
oh my God.
thinker,
Out of the
Author,
Matrix thinker,
Marxist-Leninist,
author, Marxist-Leninist.
our very own Peter Coffin.
I would fucking... Look, even the presenter is fucking laughing at that introduction. That's unbelievable. The second camera angle, that's at like 5 FPS.
Good afternoon. I am very excited to be here at the Center for Political Innovation Summit Against Hypocrisy. We have a lot more...
What hypocrisy? That's such a weird name for like a supposedly communist summit. Just a summit against hypocrisy.
Fantastic speakers coming up. I'm really excited for you to hear from everybody.
I'm
We're
excited
going to talk
too. I
about
can't
democracy
wait.
at home, or rather the lack thereof it. On March 29th, the Biden administration is going to co-host the second Summit for Democracy. You are all aware of this. This
That's
is why
right.
we're here. The U.S. is truly the Johnny Appleseed of democracy, isn't it? Planting democracy seeds.
It's really fucking weird they say this when these people, if you talk to them about American colonialism, American Native American genocide, slavery, all that shit, they get so fucking uncomfortable. They get really, really, really mad.
Seeds all over the planet. Sorry, I meant heat-seeking missiles.
It's like they say this, and then 2 seconds later, if you tell them, can you please not fly an American flag because it's a genocidal symbol, they get red-faced angry.
That's the real democracy we're out there for. Because you acknowledge other people have different opinions, and then you airstrike them. But we can talk about the U.S. spreading democracy all day, and we will tomorrow, so please come back. But we also have to remember that Donald Trump got elected with the slogan, "Make America Great Again." Then Biden got elected with his version, Build Back Better. That's also about making America great again. It's a little less distinct as an...
Sure, America might kill everything. American decadence might be built on the destruction of the rest of the world, but we also have to remember, Americans really like it when you tell them that they could exploit the rest of the world even more. So we have to cater to them.
abbreviation. When somebody says MAGA as a word, you know immediately what they're about. When somebody tries to say buh as a word, you kind of think they're trying to sing the George Thorogood and the Destroyers classic song, Bad to the Bone.
Okay, this is... No, I can't watch that. That's too much. That's Jyoti Brar. Holy shit, she fucking flew? She flew from fucking Britain to speak for 2 hours at the Caleb Maupin Summit. Incredible. What does Scott Ritter talk about being a convicted pedophile? Jail? Nope, he doesn't mention any of it. Damn, that sucks. Time to join the Center for Political Innovation. Let's check it out.
I joined the CPI a year or so ago. The 4-point program made a lot
That's right around the time of the spanking. She must have really liked that.
of sense. Mass mobilization to rebuild the country, public control of banking, public ownership of natural resources, economic Bill of Rights by Roosevelt. You don't need to be a communist to agree to them.
Yeah, exactly, because they're not communists. Why are they clapping so fast?
The protest was held in
What
Times
the
Square in
fuck
New York
was
City.
that?
And
It's the flag ceremony. What is that? No, I have it sped up. Okay, let's check it. Let's check out the clapping in normal time.
the protest
Man, that's a weird fucking thing to do right there. They still have the city builder flag banner. Oh my god, I'm so glad I checked on Caleb Maupin.
The
They talk about
protest
the
was held
Uyghurs.
in Times Square in New York City, and Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, mentioned it in a speech several hours after it happened.
Hoy ya en Estados Unidos hubo la primera marcha, la primera movilización en Nueva York, allá.
I'm speaking on behalf of the Center for Political Innovation. I was sent here on behalf of Caleb.
It's like we were mentioned by the important guy once. Nicolas Maduro, all 5 of us.
Maupin.
The March 2020.
I was sent here on behalf of Caleb Maupin. Man, they really do sound like a fucking cult. Look at this lineup. Jackson Hinkle, Samira Khan, Caleb Maupin, Peter Coffin, and his... whoever the fuck that person is. She just like started showing up with him. And Has from Infrared. Free America.
Conference featured a number of prominent social media personalities and was packed full of people. The website trutherfiction.com had to put up a page clarifying that the anti-imperialist gathering featuring the Soviet flag, the US flag, and the flag of the Donetsk People's Republic was indeed real and not an internet hoax.
That's, I don't know, I wouldn't brag about that. That's fucking weird.
It's our own edition of the Green Book by Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. The CPI edition is the top-selling and top-rated.
So you take a book that someone else wrote that is in the public domain, you write a foreword to it, and then you sell it for profit on Amazon.
Version of the book on Amazon. And
yeah, because no one fucking cares about it. No one wants to read it. You just stole a public domain work and added your own foreword to it. I've said this before, but this is basically a book-selling cult for Caleb Maupin. These people's main job is to get more people to buy his books. Like, they judge their success by how many books Caleb Maupin is selling.
2,000 copies have been sold or distributed. CPI published the book Kamala Harris and the Future of America, an investigation into the woman who became the U.S. vice president, which included her background and psychological profile. The book was widely reviewed in not only U.S. publications, but in print magazines in the U.K. and India. One of the main organizations that has worked against the Center for Political Innovation is the Communist Party USA. Hold
on, is that even true? Kamala Harris and the Future of America. There are customer reviews. There is the book being sold on some websites, independently published. Not seeing any reviews. Unless they just mean like people leaving comments on Goodreads.
Profile. The book was widely reviewed in not only U.S. publications, but in print magazines in the U.K. and India. One of the main organizations that has worked against the Center for Political Innovation is the Communist Party USA. Ironically.
That's the only win of the CPUSA is that.
CPI largely does the kind of educational work that the Communist Party fails to do. It is a well-documented historical fact that the Communist Party USA has been under the complete control of the FBI since at least 1958, if not earlier. Boris Child is a top FBI informant.
This is true, but if Caleb Maupin isn't FBI, then the FBI doesn't even need to do anything anymore, man.
Inside the Communist Party National Board, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his work controlling the Communist Party and using it to feed disinformation to the Soviet Union.
Like, if you want to do American nationalism, you need to be like that, because anti-communism is American nationalism. What's wrong with you fucking guys?
CPI maintains that it is necessary to reinvent socialism and pull away from these forces. As Lenin said, we seek to go lower in...
What is going on? Why is there a picture of, like, finish what Trump started?
Pull away from these forces. As Lenin said, we seek to go lower and deeper to the real masses. One point must also be made on behalf of the board of directors, and this is that Caleb Maupin is our ideological leader.
Holy shit, it's fucking Gonzaloism. It is absolutely incredibly important to note that we support our leader, Caleb Maupin, and we must protect the leader at all times. Our party has defined that leadership is key, and it is the duty of all militants to constantly work to defend and preserve the leadership of the party, and very especially the leadership of Caleb Maupin, our great leadership, against any attack inside or outside the party, and to subject ourselves to his personal leadership and command by raising the slogans of Learn from Caleb Maupin and Embody Maupin Fort. They're exactly the same.
CPI is a result of Caleb Maupin's vision for building an
Do they not realize? How do you read this and not realize you're in a fucking cult?
organization, and we recognize his unique approach to building 21st century.
It's like, we are from the masses. We represent the masses. Anyway, this is all Caleb Maupin. This is all thanks to Caleb Maupin. Caleb Maupin is good. Caleb Maupin is great. No fucking wonder it was so easy for him to manipulate these people into fucking hell. This guy is like, this is scary, honestly. I don't even understand though, like, how are people this dumb? Like, of all the cults, this one? How? Because he has 20,000 subscribers on YouTube?
Socialism. Though CPI is much more than any one personality, we don't take for granted his pioneering efforts in
Then why'd you say that?
understanding and applying Marxism, Leninism, anti-imperialism, and even Christianity. His place as our ideological leader and visionary shouldn't be understated. And we are
It's like, we are more than one person. And Caleb Maupin is fucking incredible. We love him so much. This is what Caleb Maupin lives for. Like, the devoted affirmation of like 20 fucking incredibly stupid people who are willing to follow him.
proud that he has this place in our organization. Thanks, Caleb.
Excuse me, are they crying?
Caleb. Thanks,
Please.
Caleb.
Please fucking tell me that's not like breaking into tears. Please tell me it was just like an awkward embarrassment thing. Please tell me.
Thanks, Caleb. If you feel you have a contribution
Yeah,
to
this is actually disturbing. Like, the second half of this got fucking bad.
make, please join our organization.
This is bad. This is scary. This is incredibly fucking scary, man. Like, Jesus Christ, these people are like ripe to be manipulated, and he's just fucking manipulating them to like make him feel special and to also spank him. It's unfucking believable.
We will do our best to connect you immediately and put you to work. We want you to have a voice and we want to empower you.
We will put you to work. I mean, that's something that I would say to like a Lithuanian pro-Nazi partisan who I just arrested. We're going to put you to work. Get in the gulag. It's not something that I would say to someone like joining my organization as an equal. I mean, that's all I want to see of Caleb Maupin today. But yeah, that's fucking weird. That's worrying. That's honestly worrying. That person needs help. Everyone involved in this, aside from like the ringleaders like Coffin and Maupin, desperately needs help. But also, like, I can't help but find it very funny because you got to be so fucking stupid. Of all the cults to fall into, this one, come on, man.